You think saying yes makes you free. You think being open to everything, available to everyone, and accepting every opportunity is what liberation looks like. But here's the Stoic secret that will change your life. The word no is the most powerful tool for freedom you'll ever possess, and you've been afraid to use it. Listen to me. Right now, your life is probably overwhelmed with things you don't want to do, people you don't want to please, commitments you never truly chose, and obligations that drain your soul. You're drowning in a sea of yeses that you said out of fear, guilt, or the desperate need to be liked. And you call this freedom? That's not freedom. That's slavery with better marketing. The ancient Stoics understood something that modern people have completely forgotten. True freedom doesn't come from having unlimited options. True freedom comes from choosing the right options and ruthlessly rejecting everything else. Every yes you don't mean is a no to something you actually want. Every commitment you make from obligation is a betrayal of your authentic priorities. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, had unlimited access to everything: wealth, pleasure, power, entertainment. But he wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." The emperor understood that freedom isn't about having everything available. It's about choosing what's essential and saying no to everything else. But you've been conditioned to believe that saying no makes you mean, selfish, difficult, or ungrateful. You've been taught that good people say yes to everything, that successful people are always available, that free people keep all doors open. This is the lie that's keeping you trapped. Here's the truth. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you're giving away a piece of your freedom. Every time you accept something that doesn't align with your values, you're trading your authenticity for approval. Every time you commit to something out of guilt rather than genuine desire, you're building another bar in the prison of other people's expectations. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." How much of your time are you wasting on things you said yes to, but never wanted to do? How much of your energy is being drained by commitments you made to avoid disappointing people who probably wouldn't think twice about disappointing you? The Stoics practiced something called preferred indifference, recognizing that most things people fight over don't actually matter. That party you feel obligated to attend, indifferent. That project you took on to look busy, indifferent. That relationship you're maintaining out of habit rather than love, indifferent. But your time, your energy, your peace of mind, your authentic self, these aren't indifferent. These are sacred. Every yes you give to something that doesn't deserve it is a no to something that does. Here's what nobody tells you about saying no. It's not just about rejecting what you don't want. It's about protecting what you do want. Every boundary you set creates space for what matters. Every invitation you decline creates room for what aligns. Every obligation you refuse creates capacity for what inspires. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists in not having great possessions, but in having few wants." The same principle applies to commitments. Freedom consists in not having many options, but in choosing the right ones. True wealth isn't about accumulating yeses. It's about curating nos. Think about the people you most admire, the ones who seem genuinely free, authentically themselves, powerfully focused. I guarantee they're not people who say yes to everything. They're people who have mastered the art of saying no to almost everything, so they can say yes to what truly matters. But here's where most people get stuck. They think saying no requires justification. They think they need to explain their boundaries, defend their choices, convince others that their no is valid. This is backwards. Your no doesn't need justification. Your no doesn't need explanation. Your no doesn't need anyone else's approval. No is a complete sentence. No, I can't do that is a complete response. No, that doesn't work for me is all the explanation you owe anyone. You don't need to justify protecting your freedom. You don't need to apologize for honoring your authentic priorities. The Stoics understood that external pressure is constant. There will always be people wanting your time, your energy, your attention, your commitment. The question isn't whether these pressures will exist. The question is whether you'll cave to them or use them as opportunities to practice the liberating power of no. Every no you say is a muscle you're building. Every boundary you set is a skill you're developing. Every time you choose your authentic priorities over other people's expectations, you're becoming more free. Not just free from their demands, but free to become who you're meant to be. But here's the paradox that will blow your mind. The more you say no, the more valuable your yes becomes. When people know that you don't just automatically agree to everything, your agreement actually means something. When they know you have boundaries, your availability becomes precious. When they know you choose your commitments carefully, your commitment becomes powerful. The person who says yes to everything has a yes that means nothing. The person who says no to most things has a yes that means everything. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." But how can you confine yourself to the present when you're scattered across 100 different commitments, to 100 different people, for 100 different reasons, that have nothing to do with who you actually are or what you actually want? You can't be present when you're obligated to be everywhere. You can't be authentic when you're trying to please everyone. You can't be free when you're afraid to disappoint anyone. Here's your liberation. Start saying no. Not to be difficult, but to be free. Not to be selfish, but to be authentic. Not to hurt others, but to honor yourself. Start small if you need to, but start. Say no to the invitation you don't want to accept. Say no to the project that doesn't align with your goals. Say no to the conversation that drains your energy. Say no to the commitment you only made out of guilt. Say no to the person who only contacts you when they need something. Watch what happens. Watch how much space opens up in your life. Watch how much energy returns to your body. Watch how much clarity enters your mind. Watch how much freedom floods your soul. The Stoics believe that discipline is freedom. But discipline isn't just about what you force yourself to do. It's about what you refuse to do. It's about saying no to everything that doesn't serve your highest self, so you can say yes to everything that does. Your no is not a rejection of opportunity. Your no is a selection of authenticity. Your no is not a limitation of possibility. Your no is a liberation of priority. Your no is not a closing of doors. Your no is a focusing of direction. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." The end of your people-pleasing, obligation-accepting, boundaryless existence is the beginning of your authentic, intentional, free life. But it starts with a single word. A word you've been afraid to say because you thought it would make you less free. A word that will actually make you more free than you've ever been. No. Say it with me. No. Feel how it sounds. Feel how it feels. Feel the power in it. Feel the freedom in it. Feel the authenticity in it. Your no is your liberation. Your boundaries are your freedom. Your selectivity is your strength. Don't be afraid to use the most powerful word in your vocabulary. The Stoics knew that true freedom isn't about having unlimited choices. It's about making the right choices. And the right choice, more often than not, is no. Say no to what doesn't serve you. Say no to what doesn't align with you. Say no to what doesn't inspire you. Say no to what doesn't honor you. And watch as your life transforms from a prison of obligations into a palace of authentic choices. What's the first thing you're going to say no to? What boundary are you ready to set? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're ready to discover the liberation of saying no, subscribe.